But now we have finally made it to the bottom of the Deku Tree, which is actually getting close, or we're actually getting closer to Goma, and this actually would show around the roots and other things that the Deku Tree has. So now that I see this is making me think. We have an underground river or stream going through the Deku Tree. And before Link has actually started his adventure, here, I mean, since we are actually starting the adventure, we have to think that this place has been here for a while. And what purpose did this place actually have? I mean, besides the plant life, since it could have been here for a while. And we have a metal torch that has some type of symbol on it. And I could just assume that it may have something to do with Ganon. Or Ganondorf. Or Twinrova. And once again, we have another heart piece, or... Anyways though, moving on. We have to think that this water is coming from somewhere. And we also have to think, what purpose did this have down here? Avi, what did you have to say about the Deku Scrub? And I guess that's something else, is that you don't really see no Deku Scrubs in the Twilight era. Not even, well, yeah, you do see it in, they are in Four Swords. And they do kind of explain, for what I remember, the difference between the Lost Woods and the Dark Woods. And what did you have to say? Oh, okay, so he's just telling us the code that we need to get to Goma. But yeah, that actually leads to what I've said earlier about the Forest Temple, or the Forbidden Woods in Wind Waker. It says the Forest Temple, but the temple was overgrown by the forest. Okay, so I have to go lower the water, if I remember correctly. The switch is down here somewhere. Okay, there it is. But, let's see, where was I? Oh yeah, the Deku Scrubs in Four Swords Adventure explains that it becomes the Dark Woods because Ganondorf, because the darkness was consuming the forest. And this could be another reason why there are a lot of things changed during that era. It could also explain why the Forest Temple could be consumed by the forest. Or how the forest could even start to die. And you also have to think of this, that the Forest Temple in Twilight Princess, it's in Faron Woods. And this one, in this era, is in the Lost Woods. I mean, besides that, the only other thing I can really think of is that there are plenty of plant life here, which I've continued to said throughout this session. And the only other thing I can think of is that the reason why some of this stuff is here is probably because of Ganondorf's troops, or even the Sheikah from when they used to be here. Let's see who. Okay. Oh, really? Hello. Where did you come from? This is actually one of Goma's larvas. What does Navi have to say? Disappears in a blue flame. There's the torch. Ink. Stop. This camera angle doesn't help. I'll say that now. And now I need help. Thankfully, these plants grow rapidly. And that's something else to think about. Inside the Deku Tree, these plants are growing rapidly, but the one I've seen in the Kokiri Forest, it doesn't regrow. And this is just a simple way to farm certain, just like different supplies that you need, rupees or hearts. But at the end of all this, it seems like to me the Forest Temple is still, well, the Forest Temple, just in a different era. Like the Eastern Palace is in Link to the Past and Link Between Worlds. Also to keep in mind, Ganon's symbol. I mean, yeah, probably Twin Rova symbol as well, since they've had to guide Ganondorf in this era. But still. I mean, that's pretty much where most of his troops would probably come from. The only other thing I can think of is, how did Goma get into the Temple of Time, also known as the Temple of Light, in Twilight Princess? Okay, let's see. Okay, this is where I need to hit them in a certain order. Okay, so that's 2. think this is 3. I mean, that could have been 1. Okay, so yeah. So now we're about to actually get to Goma. And just, I guess, a little note for the Deku Scrubs is that they get more of a personality within Four Swords Adventure and in the Oracle games. And for what I can tell is through the Downfall timeline and the eras before Ocarina of Time, you actually have a few good Deku Scrubs, since for the whole business purposes, I guess. But now we are finally making it to Goma, and just quickly looking through my notes here for a second. Alright, well, and here we are, finally going to be able to face Goma. Okay, yeah, have to look up. What does Navi have to say about Goma? Of course, their weak spot is its eye. And I don't have any Deku Nuts. But yeah, may need to quickly take care of the larvas before they hatch. Oh, too late. But this is something else to kind of think about, is that went a lot quicker. Okay, well, I did not expect that. That went a lot quicker than I expected. This is one thing that I thought about before, and it may not have much to do with it, but because of Goma and Ganon's troops, you're leaving a big spot hollow underground for caves and stuff. And for the weight of the Deku Tree throughout the eras, this could be another reason why some people could think the Deku Tree and stuff could sink as being like, I want to say like a sinkhole, I guess, but that's just something that I could kind of think of. We finally got our first heart container, and I believe that will be pretty much it. I mean, we're just going to go talk to the Deku Tree for the final time. But if I have missed anything, you can let me know, but I will probably come back and talk about this theory for whenever I get around to the Forest Temple in this game, or once I move to Twilight Princess, or probably even Wind Waker. I don't know.